a career, you may be confused. Okay, you may be confused. Oh, so what do I do? I remember growing up, I had different thoughts in my head of what I wanted to be. There was a stage in my life I wanted to be a doctor. There was another stage in my life I wanted to be a pharmacist. There was another stage in my life I wanted to be an accountant, because even my dad wanted to be an accountant when he was young. Okay. So somehow he tries to throw that. My mom wanted to be a pharmacist, so they tried to throw that. I wanted to be a doctor. At some point, being an engineer would be, interesting, because sometimes you also watch movies and you see certain things you admire, and then you begin to change. So, so growing up, you could have that level of, changes here and there, and confusion even, to say, okay, so what do I want to become? What do I want to do? This is a time to ask God, you're the one that created me. What do you want me to be? But of course, he has given you wisdom to also identify other things, which has to do with your passion, your giftings, your knowledge about things. There are people who naturally, they can repair things.
True.
You know that this person will be good with either mathematics, AI, robotics, and all those things, and even electronics and all. Yeah. So it's those things that help you to really define where you want to go or what path you want to follow. But then it's important to ask God, what do you want me to be? You may not get the answer to say you must be a doctor, you must be a pharmacist, but it could be, at least for now, join science class.
Yeah.
You will discover it along the way as you keep going. So you may not have a direct answer, but then it could be science class it is, or commercial or arts. Because as you keep doing that, you will begin to find out and what you really want to be and figure yourself out. So, there's the place of God in everything that we do. Also, if you're able to identify your purpose in life, it's easier to know what career path to follow. Because I always would tell people, I would say, if you identify your purpose on time, it would help you also determine what career path to follow. Because you go to school to get the knowledge that would help you fulfill that purpose. Unlike just studying something randomly, and then later you discover what your purpose is, and you now start equipping yourself. So if you understand your purpose on time, you begin to equip yourself on time, towards that direction. And that's why it's important to have parents who can actually help us or help the young people and direct them.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much, Uncle Chris. So lastly, we've talked about parents in between. So, but there are instances, in real life where parents don't agree with the kids when it comes to career. Maybe the child has done all that's necessary, identified their giftings, their talents, and, even prayed about it. And they are convinced that this is the direction they're supposed to take. And, they're saying you can't be a musician or you can't be a footballer. So how do you deal with that, resistance from parents?
Yeah, as a young person, most young people will always have this experience, where you have parents who really want you to succeed and they love you. That's the truth. And they want you to become this because they feel that this is where you would succeed and make money, take care of yourself. So when you have somebody saying, how do you want to be a musician when there is a doctor there? So for them, they think that they want you to have a better life, basically. And based on their understanding, that's what it is for them. But then they sometimes they don't look beyond that. But if you look deeper into purpose, into destiny, you understand that riches and wealth and ability to take care of yourself, they're all tied to you being able to fulfill your purpose and fulfill your destiny and living from your gifts and your talents, So if you are facing that type of situation, it's important to have conversations with your parents, Some people may not be able to have conversation with their parents, but if you're that type of person who has built a relationship with your parents and you can have a conversation with them, let them know what you love, what you're passionate about, what you want to do, and how it's important for you to do it because you easily succeed in it because you love it. And see if you can make a headway with that. But if you don't make a headway, it's important to also look for people they listen to, people they they listen to people who they are under their authority. So, for instance, they may have an elder brother, your uncle, your auntie who they listen to. You can go talk to them, so they can help you talk to your parents. It could be your pastor in church that they listen to. You can go talk to them so that they can help talk to your parents, because that can also help them to have conversations and see if they would listen to you at the end of the day. And then that may not work. And if that doesn't work, it's okay to still study. Do what they want. Do what they want, because the fundamental thing I've discovered about life is for you to get education.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, that's what you need, because school will help you build character, build discipline, build resilience, build several other things and several other values that you may not see. It's not that first class, second class that you get. It's about how it has helped to shape you as a person, in total. So get that education that they want you to get. You have the certificate. Once you have the certificate, you can now do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And so it's okay, if at the end of the day, you're not able to convince them and they insist that you have to do something. Since they're the one paying for it, do it. And then you can now do something else after that. You can do a master's in the course that you want, later on, and just keep pushing your life from there. So, that's what I would advise, actually.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So just to add one thing,
sure.
Sometimes our parents tend to take decisions for us because they think we don't have the capacity to take decisions for ourselves. If you can't make your bed, you can't, you just wake up and walk away. You can't clean up the house.
Yeah.
You can't do dishes. You can't wash your clothes. Everybody is doing things for you. You're not showing responsibility. You're not showing that you can actually even make decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
If you cannot decide to wake up from your bed and lay your bed well and show that you are responsible, supporting your parents, being an obedient child and all of that, don't expect to now take decision that has to do with your life.
And they will agree
just like that. They won't. So you have to show responsibility. You have to show that you are somebody that can be trusted to take a good decision for themselves. And they must have seen it in the way you behave. They must have seen it in your attitude. They must have seen it on how disciplined you are. They must have seen it on how supportive you are at home. Because those are the things, or those are the ways that they can see to say, okay, I can trust this person to make a decision. So the little decisions around the house, around your life, around what you wear, they're important. If your parents are always fighting with you, don't wear this, don't do this, don't do that, they will fight with you when you say you want to go and study something else.
Yeah.
So it's important to show that you are responsible, you are disciplined, you can make minor decisions, and they are great decisions.
Yeah.
Then they'll be able to trust you to be able to make a destiny-defining decision like what you want to become in future.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Uncle Chris. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So with that, we've come to the end of today's episode of 24 Carats Hangout. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you get notified whenever we post new content. All right, guys. Take care. Bye for now.